Hello YouTube, this is Superperson, and I'm finally back to make another video. I apologize again that it's been a month probably since I made a video. Like I said before, I get busy and sometimes I push off making videos in lieu of other things that are more pressing to me. So let's move on from that. So I apologize, but here I am to make the video. So this video, as the title states above, is about the different types of shifts one may have while or when you are an Otherkin or Etherian. So I've made a video of this topic a while ago. I would say I made it in the beginning of my YouTube career, so like 4 years ago, I think. And although I've already made this video, it's been many years, and maybe what I think about shifting has changed and how I experience shifting has changed. And I feel like I do a little better and making videos now in terms of how I talk and keep my story straight. So why not? I'm making a new one. Someone asked me to make this video, so here it comes. So when we think of shifting, when someone asks you what are shifting, there are a number of different types of shifting. So shifts are primarily a change in your perception. This could be a perception of how you see the world, how you hear the world, how you feel your body, how your mind works. It's a lot of perception changing. Now, one thing I'd like to make clear is when we have shifts, so when Otherkin or Therians have shifts, we do not physically shift. That is a physical impossibility, and I want to just stop everybody there. Physical impossibility. We cannot change our physical form to that of our animal sides. No matter how much some of us probably wish we could. I know I wish I could, but we can't. It's not how physics works. It stinks. I get you. We can all cry together about it. But luckily, even though we can't physically change, we can change our perception. And if you get all these all the different types of shifts going at one time, it can give you the perception that you physically shifted. Now, I've had that happen to me before. I'm well aware that I didn't physically shift, but when you get everything working in line together and all of your different perceptions are changed, the way you feel, the way you hear, the way you see, everything about it changes, the way your mind works. In that moment, you feel like I've really changed my form. And you know that you haven't, but in that moment, it's really surreal because you're like, this is really cool. But we'll explain how to get to that point. Let me touch my camera here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there are a number of different shifts. The most common shift anybody has, or I have, is my experience, is my most common shift is a phantom shift. Now, a phantom shift is when you feel like a part of your body is now the animal part of your body. It can feel like a fuzzy feeling over an extremity. It can feel like you really have that part of your body. It can feel kind of ethereal. It changes in its level of stability and its feeling of being there. So let me give you an example. So phantom shifting can be any part of your body. So one of the most common ones I have are my horns. So I'm aware that I don't really have horns. Clearly I don't. I don't see them on my head. I know I don't have them. I promise I've checked. So I don't have horns. Not really. But when I have phantom horns, I can feel the weight on my head. I can feel them moving in space. I can feel them moving as if they were really there. Those are phantom horns. Now, the extent of how much I can feel them will change. I don't have them all the time. I might only feel where they connect on my head, like a pressure, but I don't feel them in the space, and I don't have them very strong in that moment. I might not have them at all. I might have them so strong that I swear they're there, but they're really not. So that's one of my most common ones. Of course, my phantom horns are going to be different than some other dragon's phantom horns because you might have ears as a dragon. Your horns are going to be differently positioned than mine. You may have bigger or smaller horns. So everyone's experiences with phantom feelings are going to be different. That's one of those fun yet terrible things about being an Otherkin or Etherian is that we all have very different experiences and relationships to ourselves and our animal sides. So my version of horns of the dragon is going to be different than your version of horns of dragons, if you are a dragon or any other animal that has horns or antlers or whatever. So, for example, right now, I don't have a strong sense of a horn. I only have my top horn feeling. Now, keep in mind, I have 4 horns on my head. I have 2 on one side and 2 on the other. A larger one on top, a smaller one on the bottom. And so for right now, my larger, heavier horn is the one I can feel. I'm aware that I have 4 horns, but my body and my mind or whatever, my soul only wants to make one visible in any way in my feelings. But it'll go away. It'll come and go. So how long will that stay? Who knows? So that's one example of a phantom thing. Another one, well, that's my most common one at least. But you might be, let's say you're a wolf-therian, and you get a phantom muzzle. So you might feel like your face goes out much longer. You might feel like you have a nose. You might feel your teeth feel funny. You might feel like a weird feeling in your mouth. It might be like I said, it might be very slight, like, oh, it kind of feels weird, or it could be very intense where you're like, oh, it's hard to talk. I feel very off in my face. I feel like I have a muzzle like a wolf, but I don't really have it. And it kind of throws you off. It might be something like your hands turning into paws or claws or wings if you're a bird. And it might be very slight. Like I oftentimes get claws, dragon hands. But that goes back to what I said in my previous videos, and I've had someone comment about it before, how as a dragonkin, this pinky is not necessary to me. I don't have a pinky. I don't have this finger as a dragon. I have these fingers, though positioned differently. I have 4 fingers on each hand. So my pinky, especially when I'm feeling a phantom hand as a dragon, will change, and the pinky will want to go away. I oftentimes don't use my pinky because I'm so used to having phantom hands and not really noticing it. So that's an example of one of mine. So I might get phantom hands and my pinky feels weird, and then my whole hand feels like a dragon hand. It could be super subtle where my hand feels like it has scales, subtly. You might feel like you have fur. And you're like, I swear I can feel the fur. Like that fuzzy feeling of the fur. It's there, but obviously it's not, but you feel it. So a phantom shift, it's just your body feeling like it's your animal body. It can be small parts. It can be one part. It can be all of it. So I might have horns and claws and scales. I might have my face, my nose horn, because I do have a nose horn as a dragon. My eyes changing, because my eyes are slits. So I might feel like my eyes are changing when they're very well not. I might feel like I have a tail. The length of your phantom feeling, the duration of how long it lasts, the amount of things you have feeling like there are different parts, different animal things, all varies. So to get into how I ever felt like I physically transformed, even though I know I did not, one of the key things to get to that level of amazing feeling, in my opinion, is you need to be lucky enough to have all of your phantom things going at once. So for me, it's like basically everything. Horns, face, my ears are gone in my mind, my eyes are changed, my hands, my scales, my wings, my ridges on my head, my spine's on my back, my red wings, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you get to that level. So you need to, the more phantom things you have and the more intense they are, the more intensely you're going to feel like your animal. Anyway, so that's phantom shifting. There is also perception shifting. So you might feel like you can smell better. You swear you have a heightened sense of smell or a heightened sense of sight or a heightened hearing. Do you actually have those heightened senses? Not really. I mean, once again, the human body can only go so far. We can't expect the human body to adapt, and randomly we have the hearing of an eagle. Wait, eagles don't have good hearing. Hold on. That's sight. We might have the hearing of a wolf or something, or a rabbit, or something that has good hearing. We perceive that we can see and hear better, not that we necessarily can. Maybe slightly you can see and hear better because you're more focused on that because you have the sensory shifting going on. But I just don't want anyone who watches these videos, especially younger viewers, to think that we can physically change our bodies, even our perception of how we see and hear things. We may have a perception shift where we feel like we can hear better, but that's most likely due to your brain now focusing on something more than other things, and because of that, increasing your ability to hear naturally. So yeah, you might have perception shifting, sight better, smell better, hearing better. Your sense of touch might be better based on whatever your animal side might be. For me, it might be I feel like I can see better because the dragon I'm flying and hunting in the sky, right? I oftentimes would fly high, and I'd hunt goats mostly. So I, like an eagle, would fly up high, see the goat down below on the mountain, on the valley below, and I would go down and get it. So as a human, if I have a perception shift, I might feel like I can see better, even though clearly I wear glasses and I can't see very well, especially not far away. So I didn't get that for my dragon side at all. What else is there? Let's see, phantom shifting, perception shifting. I mean, one of the other ones you can do is mental shifting, where this is one. Okay, this is one that is or was debated in the community on its legitimacy. You take it as you want. Just hear the information and take it as you want with it. So mental shifting, once again, like all the different types of shifting, can vary in severity, duration, and what it really means for you. So I'm a dragon, right? So as a mental shift for me, let me back up. Mental shifting is basically, before I go into my experience, mental shifting is basically your mind is becoming more like your animal side. So you might start losing touch with your human side momentarily. Like you might, what's an example? You might be sitting somewhere, and I go back to wolf again, even though I'm not a wolf. It's probably the most common one, right? Wolves are very common. So let's say you're a wolfarian, and you do often get M shifting or mental shifting here and there. You might be sitting down, and then randomly you'll want to, you're not thinking about it. Your mind's sort of in a fog of like being an animal for a second, and you'll want to get off the couch on all fours. And in that moment, you're slightly M shifted, you're slightly mental shifted, and you're not really thinking about it. And you're getting on all fours, and you're like, oh, okay, this is normal to me. And then you'll stop and realize, oh, well, wait, hold on, I probably, I'm a human, let me stand up or whatever. But that's one example. The most extreme example is you losing complete control of your humanity for a moment, or a period of time. It could be like a half an hour, 10 minutes, a minute, and you're completely your animal side. So I personally experienced that part. Now, I know that sounds completely bonkers, right? Completely bonkers, especially if you don't know anything about, if you've never done it or don't know anything about other Cancerians, or if this is your first time hearing my videos. I promise you I'm a very grounded person. I really am. I'm the most skeptical person in the world. And being a skeptic and being another Cancerian is very hard. Well, I'm not a Therian, but I'm an otherkin. But like, I promise you I try and look everything through a skeptic's eyes. And I do not believe anything I do 100% because, my mind could create things. But anyway, I know it's hard to believe. But what happens to me, once a week, once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I will take a moment, and I will take, usually it lasts between, from what I can tell, 25, 30, 45 minutes. It can go anywhere between 10 minutes to like 45 minutes, where I will completely lose my sense of touch with reality as a human, and my dragon side will take complete control. And I here am completely gone. Like, I have no memory of it. I black out. I'm completely gone. And the only reason I know what's really happening is because my husband has seen it, and he knows that he's explained to me what happens. All I know when I come out of it is that I'm in a different position. So for example, I always start mental shifting on my bed. I put these toy hatchlings I have for my dragon side, because long story about past life and stuff. But anyway, I have like these 3 hatchling toys I put on bed. I put my hair up because my dragon hates hair. So being a dragon, this whole thing here, it's not something she likes. Do that stuff, necklaces off, 'cause that's humanish, whatever. And I will, mental shift. And I'll start on the bed, right? I'm aware I'm on the bed. I'm completely there. I'm a human. I'm there. Mental shifting happens. We switch positions. I'm completely gone now. gone. I won't even go into where I go unless you want to know about that. That's its own thing, about my headspace and all that. But I will completely go away. Dragon takes over. She does what she wants to do, be it interacting with the hatchlings, moving around, destroying things. She oftentimes destroys things because she's an animal. So I'll come out of it and notice that paper. She likes to destroy boxes and paper. She also likes to take things. If I leave any coins or like necklaces or anything shiny or metallic anywhere near the floor or anywhere near where she can reach while on hands and like all fours in my body, she will take it and put it in her hoard. I do have an entire bag, a satchel, full of coins and metal things that I've given to her. And it's for my dragon side, just for when I'm doing dragon stuff and I need a hoard. If you want to see that hoard, I will show you it. I could show you the room that I shift in, which is our bedroom. But I have an entire wall full of pictures of my dragon self and like my spirit animal and stuff like that. So if you want to see that, you can. I can show you a video of it. But so the reason why I'm going into kind of how I do it is to show you what mental shifting can be. Other people's have experiences. I've read people on forums who've said when they mental shift, they lose complete touch with humanity and they can't talk or speak. They only make animal noises. They cannot walk on two legs, but they may still be there consciously. I'm completely gone until I come out of it and I notice, oh, hey, I'm laying on the floor now. Oh, this is destroyed. It's funny because it's like going back. I don't know what happened, so I'm going back going, whoa, why is that there? And why is that there? And why did she do that? And really, she knocked that down? Why did she do that? But so I can go more into that later. But I mental shift. I do that. And with me, I lose complete contact with my human side. I'm gone. Dragon part takes over. But now everyone's relationship with their animal side is very different. So I could go into, once again, how my relationship with my dragon side is, because it's going to be different than yours. That would explain more of how I mental shift, why the hoard, I say her hoard, and why I also refer to my dragon side as her or my other side. So it is, anyway, I can go into that later. I'm sorry I'm ranting. Really am. I apologize. I like to talk and I get on little tangents. Anyway, so basically the three main shifts that you really should care about is phantom shifting, perception shifting or sensory shifting, and mental shifting. Phantom shifting is the most common thing you'll experience. Perception shifting is fairly common. Mental shifting, full mental shifting like I do is not that common, in all honesty. It's kind of rare. Somewhat mental shifting, like I said, where you're in that, for a slight second, you feel like you're an animal, or you'll do something very animalistic and not even think about it. That's like little bits of mental shifting, but what I do is kind of an extreme. Anyway, but let me just get into, as a Therian or an Otherkin, you do not need to experience any of those three to be considered what you are. Me mental shifting and phantom shifting and all that doesn't make me a Dragonkin. It absolutely doesn't. What makes me a Dragonkin and what makes you a Therian or an Otherkin is your identity and your connection to an animal. It has nothing to do with about how you express it. I've known people who are an animal and do absolutely nothing with it. They don't have any shifts. They don't even care about, but they know that, hey, I feel like I'm a frog on the inside, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I know I'm a frog, but I'm a human. Who cares? Move on with your life. So I don't want you to feel like you're watching this and you're new to the idea of being an Otherkin and a Therian, and you're thinking to yourself, oh no, I can't be one. I don't phantom shift at all. I've never felt like I have an animal body part. Or I've never mental shifted. I've never had that, but I know I'm a lizard, or I know I'm a bird. It really doesn't matter. In the end, being an Otherkin and Therian isn't about the shifting. It isn't about even loving the animal that you are. You might be an animal that you absolutely hate. That can actually happen. It's about respecting that and knowing that in your soul or in your heart or in your mind, whatever way you want to view it, right? Mental versus spiritual. You can relate to this animal, kinship with an animal. You feel like you are that animal. You're aware that you're a human, but you still maybe wish you were the animal, feel that strong connection to the animal, whatever way you want to put it. I just don't want anyone to think that you're not a Therian or Otherkin because you don't Phantom Shift. There's absolutely no rule on that. Anyway, those are the 3 main shifts. There are other shifts like energy shifting and blah blah blah, aura shifting and stuff where your aura changes to the form of the animal, where you the aura around your body, if you look at a wall, you'll see a green or red aura. You might have aura shifting where your aura takes on the shape of an animal, but you're still a human. That's also a shift. I've never really had that one, so I don't want to talk about it, but it is one. It's not very common in my opinion, but you can look into that. Anyway, it's already 20 minutes this video. I super apologize. It was a long video. But I thank you guys for watching my videos. I love your comments, and I love that I'm getting new subscribers. I'm so happy when I hear comments from you guys saying that I'm helping you or that you like my videos. Not because I like the ego stroke, like, oh yes, they love me. Oh my god, I'm amazing. Because I know I'm not. But I just like going, hey, when I first started my journey into Otherkin stuff like 6 or 7 years ago, I had very little knowledge. And I looked to YouTube as a sense of knowledge. Like, what is this I'm feeling? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. I need help. And there wasn't a ton of stuff. And if there were people who were a little crazy. So, not trying to be mean. But, like, they were over the top. I'm a very rational person. So they were the people that said, if you try hard enough, you can physically shift. And I'm like, I don't know about that one. That's kind of insane. So when I went starting my journey to this and awakening as an Otherkin, I looked to YouTube for my answers, and there wasn't that many reputable videos that I could find. So of course I started making my own. So whenever I get comments from you guys, questions or just nice comments saying this helped you, or things that are similar, like I had someone say that they also, as a dragon, feel like their pinky's unnecessary. Awesome, dude. Like, that's so cool. I have another dragon has some experience. I love hearing your comments. So once again, if you have anything you'd like to see in the video, if you'd like me to go over old subjects, if you think I didn't go in depth enough in this video, if you'd like a video about my awakening as an Otherkin or my relationship with dragon. I know that someone wants a video about what my dragon looks like. I've drawn many pictures of her, but I can get to that one. If you looked at my video thumbnails, the red dragon with the white horns, that's basically what I look like. Just as like, for now, that's what I look like. I mean, it is what I look like, but that's what I'm going to leave it as. I can add a video about it later. But if you want to know what I look like right now, that's what it looks like in the thumbnail. Anyway, if you want to know anything about other stuff, feel free to ask questions. I'm here. I do get your comments, even if it takes me weeks to make videos. So thank you guys for watching, and hope all of you have a super day. Bye-bye.